and the township kind of decided to steer away from that. Well, recently, we were in some contact with our redevelopment authority in Washington County, and they said if the township would decide to go ahead with that, they would participate, they would do the phase 1 and phase 2 studies for us if the property owner would allow them to do it. They said they would do it at no cost to the township to get us to a point where we could make a serious decision about it. Well, we went back to the company, which was APB Environmental, and they said that they want to know if there was a lesser amount that would be interested in taking, or a lesser amount that we might need. We told them about our need for a new Public Works facility that's kind of central to the township. So we said we'd probably like to get 10 acres for Public Works and the 5 acres for a new fire station or fire substation, and the road access through the property all the way through towards Muse School. So they indicated that they would entertain or look at that. They asked us to do it, give them a drawing showing the property we wanted, the pieces we wanted, and that road going through the property. Mr. Dysrath has done that for us. It's in their hands right now. So we're waiting to hear if they want to work with us on that. But why I'm asking you about this tonight is we've had the Canada Youth Athletic Association. They contacted us. They envision in those 60-some acres up there a complex for ball fields, and I don't know. They want to be involved with us. They would like to see us acquire that property. And I know some people have reservations about it because of past history. We had asked Dawn, our manager, to set up a meeting with the DEP so they could tell us to our face firsthand the ramifications of us owning property like that may or may not develop a problem in the future. Everyone's always worried about that if a problem develops on a site like that, that the DEP would go after the current owner. We have some information from the County Redevelopment Authority, which does brownfields, that they don't go after the current owner necessarily. They more than likely go after the polluter, the original polluter. So I think for the comfort of the board, we want to hear that from the DEP themselves and not rely on second-hand information. But while you're over here, if you have any thoughts about that, like I said, for ball purpose uses, our interest in particular is for Public Works. We've been looking all over the township and we haven't had any luck yet. We won't give up. We will find a spot one way or the other. But the area of use is on a state road, and it's so centrally located for the township that we couldn't ask for a more central spot. So if you have any information up to give us or input on that, if you're involved in any of the leagues and you want to propose more what you have in mind for that site up there, I mean, the board's always open for have input like that. But right now, we're only looking at those 2 parcels that we requested from the ABB. So I'm just bringing up the data on that right now.
What end are they going to come out of there if you do get it? You bet you put the bad back.
Yeah, that'd have to be re-engineered. They'd have to fix it somehow to make it usable. It's bad. It's not as bad as some of those intersections like we talked about on Bishop by Burnside or even McConnell. It's not great there. We think there's some fixes that would have to be done. PennDOT wouldn't even allow an upgraded use like that if the site distance doesn't meet their standards anyhow, so we would have to make sure that's done.
Tom, I have a question about the road, and I may not have expressed myself clearly when I was talking about that intersection, but if the school district and everybody knew 2 years ago that housing development was going up here at McConnell Farm, I think it would be a heck of a lot easier if you took the buses out of that plan up McConnell Road, and we just widened that intersection to cleaner road. And also, if they're going into phase 4 and 5 on Burnside Road, if them buses and people come out of here and made a left, if Dan somehow, I don't have a good working relationship with the school district, I think as everybody knows, but if they were to continue to put an access road coming off of Burnside, because it's not very costly. I think people are misconstrued. That R&B contractor has moved a heck of a lot of dirt. And I don't think the dollar amount will be a whole lot, but it would settle a major issue of school buses in both areas, coming on McConnell Road And also on Burnside Road, if they went up to the intersection of Path and made the right and come down a little bit on Burnside and had an access entrance to that school, I think that would help a lot, because we know, as I stated, school buses and fire trucks cannot make the bend, so them school buses have to go down Burnside Road anyway, and it may resolve some of the traffic issues at Muse Bishop Road and McConnell Road. I don't know if down the road, I mean, this probably may not happen now, but that guy from NVR was talking like 4 or 5 phases, and phase 4 and 5 would be up on the Burnside end. So if there's any way you can implement or talk this to the school district and reconsider down the road here in a couple of years, I mean, it may be beneficial to everybody.
Frank, you know that nobody knew about the development on McConnell Road until just about 3 months ago. So you're right, the school district couldn't have known, we didn't know.
But for safety issues and everything, to alleviate traffic, it'd be nice if those school buses did use Burnside and had a way to go into that new school complex from up in the back there. I mean, I don't know if there's anything.
But maybe they won't have to take the post office then.
Yeah, that too.
Dan, you've been meeting with them.
No, I understand Frank's comment. Sorry, I understand Frank's comment, and in fact, there was some plan that they had that actually showed, their survey showed it all the way going down to Burnside. So I think their property does connect down there, Frank. And there was some old access road that came down through there at one time, so we'll be glad to explore it.
Well, they're not shy about exercising eminent domain, the post office.
Right.
If they didn't quite reach there, they have a mechanism to do it. But before we direct Dan, based on Frank's suggestion, how the rest of the board members feel. Want to direct him to approach them as part of his discussions on the PRD, not on the PRD, I'm sorry, on the use project on the site plan?
Direct Dan?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I missed that.
Yeah, I'm all for you following up on that suggestion.
Oh, follow up to the school district?
Yeah.
So let me just ask a question in terms of priorities. What's more important, the access and use, or the access to Burnside and both?
Probably for safety purposes, that construction access road becomes a permanent. I think the school's going to be open in a couple of years, and we need another emergency route to get up to that school. That would be a priority. Taking that temporary construction access road, and making it a permanent road, how we talk.
So that's number one priority, and then long term as, advising them of this McConnell PRD in the future, need to try to make a connection. But Dawn makes a good point. They're probably more concerned about the intersection of Burnside and East Bishop Road. I'm on Burnside, McConnell and East Bishop, right?
Burnside 98, by the Turtle Twist.
Oh, yeah, that's even
Well,
worse.
no, the entrance would be up there where what Vince White's property was, somewhere in the middle of Burnside Road. You would turn in there. And I think Elizabeth had me go with a wheel last year up through the trees and weeds and everything. I think it was about a half a mile or something.
Frank, he's talking about the intersection of Burnside and 980 down by.
Yeah, by the Turtle
He's
Twist.
saying that intersection is deficient right now.
Right, that's why they would consider road at home.
Well,
That's why they would consider the roads over to Burnside, because they said, oh, okay, we're on Burnside now. You have the substandard intersection in East Bishop and Burnside, and they also consider it substandard at Burnside and 980 where the Turtle Twist is. You have another vertical looking to Cannonsburg, although your sight distance is good to Cecil, and that's somewhat, it's a narrow intersection. It's even tough with two vehicles there. And that was the reason that the school director gave
Hey, George Bush gave all the money.
yeah, but it would help with the traffic down this end or this plant, NVR. They would be going down to Turtle Twist, and the ones coming from Cannonsburg for First Street students, they come all the way to Muse to make the right at Country Fixins. I mean,
Oh,
you
no,
know,
I agree with you as far as the access. It's just, you can always make improvements to intersections.
I think we have
That was the reason they gave us.
Yeah. The two problems are going to be McConnell Road intersection and Burnside Muse Bishop. I think we can alleviate those problems.
Okay, I know what it's saying.
All right. Anybody else? We're going to get to our residents. If you have any general comments or questions, please come up to the mic so everybody can hear you.